Mr. Speaker, I rise today to make a bittersweet announcement, and that is to say thank you to a member of my staff who's given 31 years of his life to this great institution. I'm talking about Bill Hughes. Bill Hughes has decided to retire at the end of the 116th Congress. More than one person has remarked over the years that Bill Hughes comes with the building. Bill has been my policy director since I became the Republican whip in 2014. He was my very first hire in that office, but his career was already legendary when I asked him to unretire and to join the whip team. Bill's career embodies the American dream. He grew up in South Dakota. He didn't have connections in Washington. He just had a dream. He was drawn to public service, and his breaks came through hard work. He became an expert on the federal budget and the legislative process. And for 31 years, Bill has been part of some of the biggest policy debates, legislative achievements, and history-making events of our time. He retires still doing what he dreamed about doing as a young kid growing up in rural South Dakota. Bill has served as policy director for a speaker of this House. He served as staff director for a committee, as chief of staff for a senator, and as staff director for the Senate Republican Policy Committee. He began his career at OMB under David Stockman back in the Reagan administration. When I hired Bill, I hired the institutional memory of this place dating all the way back to the 98th Congress. He has an encyclopedic memory of budget accounts, past appropriations battles, Senate procedures, and yes, also the history of American music. You can imagine some of those conversations that we've had through some of the battles we've had up here. His colleagues respect and admire him, and more than one generation of staffers have sought his advice, guidance, and mentorship. We've all been involved in dropping a bill right over there on the House floor, but very few of us have dropped a bill the way that Bill Hughes has. One day, when he was working for the legendary Bud Schuster, Bill came running down to the floor with a 1,700-page infrastructure bill to get it introduced so it could get voted on. And he literally dropped the bill on the floor. It took some time to put it back together. And of course, with Bill's attention to detail, he made sure that every page was back in the right place. But he never once dropped a bill for me. Bill is a consummate staffer and a humble public servant. He works endless hours to ensure that I have the best information and the most important facts about key legislation. He never made himself part of the story. He's that kind of person who deflects attention and credit. And in doing so, Bill Hughes has earned the confidence not only of me, but of all the leaders that he's worked with. Speaker Boehner, Speaker Ryan, Leader McCarthy, all have sought Bill's advice and counsel during his tenure as my policy director in the whip office. I'm sad to have to say goodbye to Bill. We'll miss the House Republicans' Senate whisperer, as we refer to him, but very few have earned the thanks and best wishes that Bill leaves this institution with. Bill stands out amongst his peers and colleagues. He came to Washington nearly 40 years ago with a servant's heart. He came here for a career in public service, and he leaves the House with more than 33 years of legislative and executive branch experience. It is truly a remarkable run. Bill is retiring to spend more time with his wife and kids and the greener pastures of his cabin in the mountains. If Bill wanted to continue to work, it would be right here in the House that he loves, and the House that will be forever indebted to his sacrifice, his wisdom, and his great love for the United States of America. Bill, we were lucky to work with you, and America is a richer nation thanks to your service. You will be deeply missed here, but you've more than earned the opportunity to enjoy this next chapter in your already rich life. Thank you to Bill Hughes, and God bless you.
The gentleman
With that, Mr.
from
Speaker, I yield back.
Louisiana yields back.